What's up, guys? How you doing? We are in the computer already. As you can see, it's Saturday. I'm chilling. And what I'm going to do is go over agencies and show you how I'm basically going to build this multi-million-dollar platform, this agency, and this empire without no course or anything like that, but just working with a bunch of my agents and also my students. Now, when I say students, I do not mean by courses and stuff like that. That's not what I mean. These are actual students. They learn from basically my process of how I work with the companies. Now, I want you to understand that I do something completely different than any of those gurus. And what I do is I actually close the deals and work on the deals and stuff like that. So, as you guys that buy these courses and stuff, they don't teach you how to do the business side where you actually sit in with the clients, work with the clients, analyzing what they need and all that stuff. I built a whole platform around that right there and making it very easy for you guys, where all I need you guys to do is basically click buttons and just help me out. Drag and drop and just basically copy and paste. Just let's get into the computer and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's pull up the app. Get everything together. Be a little quicker video. This one will be a lot of information. All right. For the agency breakdown, let me get you guys over here. All right. This is the agency breakdown. What I need you guys to know, understand, based on the tier. So if you are an agency owner, I call this the hospital system. All right. You are the agency owner, then you basically run all of this here. I need this to happen. Now, the reason why I had to go this route is due to the fact that when people are just printing leads and stuff like that and leaving them inside of the Airtable, it made it kind of difficult for me to be able to close any of these things, especially, well, I can close the deals, but for me to get to you and your agency, it'll take me forever. I've never even gotten to people. All right. So some of the businesses would have never been worked on, whatever the case may be. That means business is dying. You're not making any money. People upset. Everyone upset. People going out of business. It was just going to be hell. So right now we're going to talk about how agency owners can get paid and how your whole team will get paid. This is much easier. It's really like once people understand how easy this is, and we be able to do this at mass, where I'm able to just close super easy, then you guys just basically the rate that you guys get paid is crazy, right? All right, so I want people to know, understand, right? Based on the amount of value their role plays, okay? The amount of value the role plays is the amount of money that these guys will get, okay? So comes out of the check for, okay? So remember that. Now I want you guys to know and understand this one part right here. We first, after your first check, when you pay out the first time, so you get paid monthly. So we close a deal, let's say, let's use 30. I like to use this number because it's really easy. So we close the deal for 30. You guys will get 15. If you're the agency owner, you get $15,000 a month. Okay? You get 15 a month. Okay? So that's after, by the way, it's not going to be full 15. You got fees and stuff like that where I don't have no control over that. But so just know it'll be 15,000 a month. All right? Same thing. I want to get 15,000 a month. So just know it's in that range. Just bring that number. All right. So on these numbers you're about to see is all come out the first check. If like we say we close the deal, and then we need people like the mock-up builder to actually start working on the website for us and all that stuff like that. The people that stays on, which is only the mock-up builder. The mock-up builder will stay on and get paid monthly. You get what I'm saying? So they'll get paid monthly, and that won't come out of your check. That'll come out of mine. Okay. So it's like when they pay $1,500, when they pay $30,000 that month, I'll send you the $15,000, and I will take the payment of the social the content creators and the clippers and then the mock-up builder. All right, so that's my bill on that right there. All right, so lead generators are people who obviously just basically go to New York City, as you guys know, and basically find this business. So all you got to do is basically just whatever territory you have, they just basically go there, generate the lead, and then they, so whatever industry it is, they generate the lead for us, and then basically they have the leads, they put the leads inside of the Airtable and all those type of things like that. After that, what happens then their job is done, which is why they only get paid $500. So they are important, but they don't do much. All they're doing is basically just generating the leads for us, which is a clickable button, right? They pick the territory, put whatever the case may be, whatever y'all system y'all got over there, and they generate the lead. The reason why they get paid $500 more than the lead analyzer is due to the fact that they're the start of the cycle, right? So they're the start of the pipelines. They're the first, right? They're the first thing right here. So it's like up here, they start off everything. They're important because they basically they're the ones that go get the leads, go down the pipeline. Make sense? All right. So next is the lead analyzers. So what they do, right? So as you can see, the lead generator only has right here. So as you can see, it stops right here. Now what these guys do is they basically take with the leads, basically like the inside outside of the which I gotta put the Airtable right here. But I put the Airtable right here. So put right here. Point at my screen like I can see it. I can actually see it. Okay. Put Airtable. There. So I'll put the Airtable right here. Because it goes generate leads and they put in the Airtable. So that's when their steps is done. Generate leads, which I can do that now. Let me put that right. Get rid of all this. Just put this arrow right here. All right. That's done. Click back here. Look at that. So they generate the leads, they put it in the Airtable. It's done. Okay. Next, the analyzers, the analysts, what they do is they take the URL or the company's name and they put it into here. When they put it into here as an example, which is another reason why I have to do it this way right here, because we're doing it all over the world. I don't speak, I think it's Arabic. I don't speak Arabic and I can't tell you what this is. You know what I'm saying? So due to the fact that when it comes to closing, me saying that I can close in Saudi Arabia would be damn near impossible, right? So there's some people that do speak English, so I can close with those guys. But when it comes to like this here, most of the time I won't be able to close anything in Saudi Arabia. So due to the fact that I want to make sure that these guys be able to close, I don't need Fuzzy help for that. So Fuzzy will be able to help me with this. So after whoever's on Fuzzy team do this part, basically all they gotta do is put these guys don't even have a website, so basically just put the name of the company here, boom, and we get these results right here, right? So now what you gotta do, take the screenshot, put it in a folder, right? You take the screenshot. Hold on. And then you put it in a folder. Then you take that information, you take the copyright, so you take the subject letter, the subject, which would be, you'll see it on there. You take the subject, then you take the copyright. This is the base copyright, so this is the base. Just all this is, by the way, done for you. Once you just put the name in, it generates, boom, all this happens for you, right? So once you have the base copyright, it goes down to, because you got to put it in Airtable, which I have to put this here and put Airtable right here too. Airtable right here, because this information has to go into the Airtable before we even go to the next step. All right, so this has to go in here first. So this has to go in here first. Okay. So let's just do a recap. Remember, Agency owner gets paid. Agency owner brings on board somebody that generates leads. Basically, all they got to do is click the button. Basically, in your territory, click the button. They click the button. They generate the leads. They take the CVC file, put it into Airtable. Once they put the CVC file in the Airtable, their job is done. Then we go to the analyst. The analyst then takes the name of the company or the URL of the company, put it into this right here, the analyst system. The analyst system will give them a grade, right? So we just use the Facebook, which is actually supposed to be the other way around. It's supposed to be Facebook, then the analyst, right? But it doesn't matter. Just you put this name of the company or the URL into the analyst. The analyst will pop up this. Will pop up this, give you all the information on the company. You want to take a screenshot of that. You want to put it into a folder to keep for documentation and everything like that. You want to take that comes with a subject and then it comes with the copyright, the base copyright. You want to put that information. You want to put the screenshot, all that stuff like that inside of here. So once you put the screenshot and stuff inside of here, right, then you'll be good. All that stuff is done. Now, then, let me see, maybe, hold on. No. Pardon me. You don't put that in there. You put the CVC file here. I'm tricking you guys up. My apologies. You put them into, which is still the same thing. So let me go back. Analyst puts link here. The link or the name of the business pops up this. You take screenshot, put it into a folder, put this information, put it, I don't put it here. What should I just give these guys access? I'm gonna put that information in here. All right, so I'm gonna update this. I'll put this information. All right, so to keep it this way, just keep it this way. Keep it this way. Keep it this way. Yep, keep it this way. So next, what happens is the next person, which let me do something quick. We're gonna go over it multiple times so you guys understand it. I'm confusing myself. I'm missing a part. I'm thinking I'm missing parts, but I'm not. Let me just grab this part real quick. Because you'll see in a second what I mean. Why I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm also thinking like, should I remove a step? That's another thing I'm thinking about. Like, should I move a step? Like, should I have these people do this part? Whatever the case may be. So these guys will be called the data preparer. Right. They call the data preparers, the data preps, right? We'll call them that. What these guys do is they basically prepare everything for the doctors. So what they do is basically get everything together, make sure that these guys did their job together and all that stuff like that. This can basically be the same person, an analyst and all that stuff too, but you don't really need to, have this part if you can mix, because, they basically would be the ones that's going to do like the put it into the good leads and all that stuff like that. All that stuff like that. So this is actually supposed to be down, to be honest with you, down here. Okay, so we actually can move these. We'll need this part. Yeah, we'll need this part. This over here. Conversation starter. There. You'll see in a second why this system. Yeah, I actually had it in the wrong spot. That's my apology, though. I had it in the wrong spot. This here goes here. I added an extra step that shouldn't have been there. So that would have been, you'd have been paying an extra person for nothing. You'd have been paying an extra person for nothing. And that is not the goal. All right. So let's start over. Again, we're not going to read up here. Lead generator, generate the leads, get the leads together. What happens is then
You put the leads inside of the Airtable. Then what happens is, then you got the analyst. They put the name or the URL of the company. Goes over here, not this right there. You can just put that way too. Doesn't matter. Put the name of the company or the URL of the company. Once that spits that out, it spits all the information, spits their rank, their grade up, spits their grade out. Once it spits their grade out, you put all that information into the Airtable, right? Now this is where everything that was confused at come here. So these guys check the Airtable, right? They analyze the business. They check what they do is they do all the checkups. That's why these called the business nurses. So they do all the checkups, look at the social medias, look at their and judge their sites. Find why these people get paid $2,000. They find ways that they will need our service, right? Find creative ways to add value to them. Okay, find creative ways to add value to them. So when I look, you'll see when it gets to me, I'll be able to look at everything that y'all done, and I'll be like, okay, I will figure out how we can implement other things in it. So they get paid $2,000 per deal due to the fact, and these guys get paid $500. These guys get paid $300 because these guys do nothing but copy and pasting. Like literally copy and pasting. These guys just push a button, basically. But they're the first part, which is important. These guys are important too, but not as important as starting. But we here, so they just basically just sending the data and the information to the next, which is almost the most important. I think this is almost important. These are the most important. Yeah, they are the most important because they actually analyze everything. Yeah, because because sending emails is important too as well. But we'll get into that in a second. So once these guys find creative ways, basically for this company, they take it to the final Athena analyst report. They get all the reports, get all this information, right? They take all that information and they add it to good leads, right? Once they add it to good leads, that will be the boom. All right, that would be the boom. We get ready for the next thing. Now, if they need basically what we call a business surgeon, which is another reason why they get paid $2,000 per deal, because these guys are very important. It's basically people that need websites, for example, or remodel a website. If the website is outdated, these guys, they need a website, so they would need a business surgeon. So we go over here, and what these guys do, if these guys are needed, right? They do the website mock-up for the potential client. If they needed and more of these guys will be, if they needed more, then if they are needed and more of these, and I don't know what I'm saying. These guys will be working on the website after the deal is closed. If they are hired, they will work directly with me as I will be creating the AI development for the company to add to the website. Okay. So basically, I will be looking at the website, designing the website. So basically, what I do with the games, like designing the game, the game designer, I basically website designer. Like, okay, put this here, have this color. I think this should go here. These are the type of photos I think should be up there. I developed some like AI. This this type of stuff that we should have inside there. Put this in there and stuff like that. All right, so that's that. That's very important. Then we have the conversation starters. All right, so this is where these guys can do the copywriting. So these guys got to be good at words. So basically, they got to be able to read this here. So remember here, this is the same thing. They got to be able to read this here, which is being here. You got to be able to read this and go, okay, this will sound better if we put this here instead. All right, so they look at the website like, okay, I think this, they add their little touch on it too as well on the copywriting. That's why they get paid this, because they actually got to think. You know what I'm saying? They actually, the other two roles don't actually think at all. But the rest of the surgeons, the conversation starter, and the nurses, y'all think. Those people think, right? They gotta use their brains, right? So that's why these guys get paid 12, right? So all they do is just basically touching a few words. It's still easy, still copy and paste, but they still gotta make it look good. And then they gotta put it into Athena closing system, which she takes that copyright, that the touch ups that the conversation starter happened. So you choose between how you gonna do it. So you're gonna email the people, or you're gonna do both, email and the DM. So you type it, you put it in twice. So you take the one email, send the email out to them, to take the DM, send the DM to them, right? And also they gotta do work. Like they gotta put the email, send the email out, they gotta do DMs, they gotta go find a company, DM them, all that stuff like that. They gotta do some work. So that's why they get that much. But the point is, once you put it into Athena closing system, she will make the copyright that the first Athena, right? The analyzer, the analyzer, you got the analyst, and you got the closer, right? So the first Athena, she takes you took that one, she takes that, then with the copy on the conversation starter, like made the add-ons to the copyright, and then she makes the copyright fits for email or for a text message, but she makes it even better, and she make it to where up to a 9th grade reading level, where it's not like sound like crazy, and she makes it sound human too as well too. So she does all that. That's that right there. So then you take the copyright from this, and then you take the copyright from this. You take those screenshots that's from here, right? Take the screenshots from what we could gather from the analyst and the analyzer, and then you basically send that in the DMs. You see that in the email. Once you will have like my Calendly, all that stuff like that, so they will book and all that stuff like that with me. And then once right here, we had the end. See that was pretty easy. Once everything ends up on good leads, and I see the email and everything was sent out, or email or contact, and they had booked a meeting with me and sit down to close the deal. After that said is done, we are working on the client contract and agreements of before we start working on the client. The contract and agreement of close will be written, and once the agency agrees to the terms, we will close the deal with them. What that means? So once we get the final go, we send the audit. Pardon me. We send the retainer to them. They agree on the retainer cost. Once we send it to the retainer, so once the team to say, okay, this is how much we think they will need. Once all that stuff there, once they agree on the retainer, we'll come back. This is the agency owner, so AL. Once the AL agree on the terms, I write the check, and then basically everything. I make sure that all of the rolls are paid off. Once all the rolls are paid off, we send the last bit to the AL, and then we're done. So this is how it should be every day, all day, every day, right? Not all day, not to be all day, but you get the point. So lead generator generates the leads, send it to the analyst, the analyzer. Once the analyzer is done, it sends to the nurses. Nurses do the analyst reports and all that stuff like that. They put it inside the the Airtable. Once the Airtable is done, if it needs a surgeon, they send it to the business surgeon. Like, hey, we need a mock-up for this website right here, for this company right here. Once the surgeon's done that part, boom, everything's come over here. Once all that is done, we send it to the conversation starter. Once the conversation starter sends out everything, and once I see like everything is good, we got the response from them and all that stuff like that, we ready to close on them. Boom, I do my job. Now, I want you to know on here with mockups, if needed, all screenshots and the new copyright has been sent. If it's a hot deal or a personal deal, I will do a now you see me video, which is like the cold call, but for the video version, so they will see what's going on. I will do one of those. Then we will send it before you want to get that before the deals get sent out. So that gets sent to the conversation starter too, to add on top of the email, add on top of the DM as well. Depending on the volume that we have, this will cost. So if like whatever you are, wherever you at and stuff like that, if you want me to do one for a hot lead or a person that you know, be like, yo, can you do this video for me? It will come with a cost. I'll send you an invoice for it. All right. Yeah, so that's basically it. Just basically really simple steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Could be a step. That'll be still a part. Step 3. Step 4, close. You get what I'm saying? Pretty simple. All you gotta do is click a button, drag and drop. All you gotta do is copy and paste, screenshot, drag and drop. All they gotta do is do a lot of analyzing, right? This is probably the most work. Like I said, in the mockup too. Do a lot of analyzing, screenshotting, copy and pasting. Doing actual like work. And then these guys do a bunch of copy and pasting as well, but they gotta read and use their brain for that type of stuff like that. Then copy and paste, send all that stuff off, and then done. I do all the rest of it. Come up with talk with the company, sit with the company when they need me. All the meetings in there, I got to sit with them. Got to do. I'm also going to be working with the mockup, the website, because they go from mockup to web designer at the time. So once they be mockup artists, then it goes to web designer. They become web designer. I'll be working with them. Sometimes I had to fly out, whatever the case may be. I'll just be basically I'll be the consultant of the company. So, be Dr. Seth. And for those who want to get into this position right here, you gotta get to talking. You gotta know how to talk to businesses. You gotta know how to explain what it is that your agency is doing. Now you gotta understand, like, for those who own agencies, this is your business. Okay, this is your business. It makes it much easier for me to be able to close on your deals. You get what I'm saying? So, the good thing. 1 second, let me move this here. The good thing when it comes to me being a business developer and a creative developer, all those type of stuff like that, everything I can do for companies, because like when it comes to like the marketing, the interest media and stuff, I will be the ones handling all of the content creators, the clippers and stuff like that. I'm probably just going to use WAP. Like, people with the clipping thing, people drop the ball on that. Not you guys. I'm talking about like the people that I tried to introduce to it. People were telling people, yo, become clippers and all that stuff like that. They kind of dropped the ball on it. So what I'm going to do to make sure that we get the maximum value for these customers, these clients of ours, we're just going to use the clippers from WAP. We're just going to go on WAP, use the clippers on WAP, and then we're going to find content creators. We're going to pay content creators. And then we can use AI, like for people that do AI for like Humanity Contain and all that stuff like that. We can still use those as well. You can still do AI as well. Build up AI thing for network and all that stuff like that. So we still got a lot of different things at different avenues and stuff like that. But for when it comes to like interest media and stuff like that, for what I'm trying to do, on a route I'm trying to take it at, then I will handle all that stuff like that. You know, if that's a part of what I'm gonna be doing, like building like the brand and building the network out so people can be interested in their brand, all sort of thing. That's a part of my job. These are things that you will have to learn if you want to get into like the doctor role, right? You will have to know how to talk to them. You got to know how to talk to them. You got to be able to know when you see their business model and all that stuff like that. For example, like with Fuzzy, talk to me about, as you can see in the Discord, I'd ask how old was the people that's there. As a 22-year-old, okay, this is the type of business model they should go when it comes to getting their company out there to the public and getting them to the digital world. What type of content they should make. You have to be able to instantly see that. You have to instantly. You can't, I got to get back to you. You can't be that. When you sit with these businesses, you have to know what's wrong for them. Because you got to remember, all Athena is this. All the analytics and all the, when she's breaking down things, that's me. You get what I'm saying? Because that's I trained her that way, put all my information for all 20 years until her. That's me. Then y'all see multiple times I look at a business, oh, this is what's wrong with it. You gotta be quick with it. You cannot strike with hot. You cannot be like gotta get back to you and stuff like that. So I want to answer a question that was asked to me by Yamel earlier. It's a very good question. And I'm going to go into a way that you guys can close on getting people to work in your agencies. I'm not going to be in my office. I'm going to sit outside and just relax. But I need you guys to know this too. When it comes to closing Well, this is for people who purchased courses and shit like that. The reason why you're not closing deals is because you don't have what we have. You don't come off as a doctor. You come off as somebody that they heard before. As you see the way our system is, this is to you, Jamel. No one is doing that. We give so much value. We tell them what's wrong. We diagnosed everything when it comes to your company. We diagnosed it already. We show everything that we have done for ourselves, that we are AI lab, we build solutions, all that type of stuff like that. They see everything. See what we do. We got the other companies we work for. All this stuff here. Look what we did with this right here. We have all those type of things. So when you come to a company and go in their inbox and say, or their email and say, hey, I see that you need leads, all that type of stuff like that, and I can bring you this, maximize your profits about this and all that stuff. They heard that 100,000 times a day, probably. They heard that before. No one ever came to them and said, yo, I've been studying your company. Here are some problems that I have seen. Here is your grade. These are the things that you need to fix. Here are some of the things that will fix your company. This is your ranking. If people think you're a scam, this is why. We have that. We have that system. Also, the way we copyright. We do mock-ups. Before we come to them and say, I would do it for free. We already done it. So you come to them with already 20% of the job done already, which is why the closing happens. Now, the only problem is, because the reason why they get to the I don't know, they thinking you probably would steal from them. You're going to take the money and run. But if you're showing everything, like boom, you see here, this got your name. We do the now you see me, which is why that's important. I go, this isn't a template. This is personalized for you. All we got to do is start to work on this thing. Put to get the Stripe information into it and all that types of stuff like that. We already done it. Show, then tell. We don't, we show them our slogan, which will be our hospital. The lab Spartan, Project Spartan, is over deliver, under promise. You already done the work. You already done what everybody's telling them that they can do. You done it already. So now all they got to do is sit with me. They're like, yeah, that's an agency that's an agency under my corporation. Yeah, we done the work already. And all we got to do is, while they're finishing that part up, let's pull you out of the grave. Let's get your revenue up this way. This is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to get your company seen, where we get people interested in you versus, hey, buy my product. For example, Fuzzy's talked about how their kitchen supplies are more expensive. Well, if we make them a very popular where they're of high demand due to the fact they have a bunch of eyes on them and celebrities and stuff like that is coming to their platform getting, hey, I got my kitchen installed by these guys. They can charge whatever the fuck they want. That's what we do. Those gurus don't show you that. I was talking on TikTok about that. I'm not teaching this to people because I don't want competition out there. Another reason why I can't teach this to people, because this is 16 plus years, 20 years of information. I can't teach all that in the course. It's impossible for me to put all this shit in the course because remember I told y'all, businesses are the same. All got a skeleton, right? When it comes to digital, I can't tell you like we go into a kitchen, a restaurant, they tell me how to make pancakes good and shit. I can't tell you how to make your pancakes good. Like I was telling Pete this, I can make any company blow up. I can get your company to now, but the point is what you do. So that's it. All the companies are the same. They don't run the same, but when it comes to building them, got the same skeleton. It's a human body basically. Same skeleton. Just put skin on this shit. You get what I'm saying? Put a skin on it. And then once you do that, it's all about the company now. So like I get that, and that's where the consultancy coming from. Because now they got me in the air. Okay, this is what happened. This is what you need to do. Boom. That's it. So when you get into that doctor position, you're doing nothing but just basically just aiding them to the right way. Hey, should I do this? No, okay. You right now, you need a PR right now. Okay, you got too big. Now you need a PR.
Who hires the PR? Us. You get what I'm saying? Okay, you need this new system. All right, cool. We can definitely handle that. Who puts that together? Us. So you got to see yourselves as that. When y'all are an agency, right? So in Philadelphia, there's a thing called Children's Hospitals, multiple of them. I'm just the doctor that flies around the world. Okay, cool. Boom. All right, I'm over here. I'm at this hospital. I'm at this hospital. I'm at this hospital. That's it. You guys are the hospitals. You got the patients, which is the businesses. I come, and after the nurses and all that stuff done their job, I come and just find, okay, here, this is what we got to do for you. This is just prescription. I'm prescribe you to this shit. That's it. That's it. Okay. Let's get into building your hospital. Let's get into that, and we'll sit outside and talk about that. All right, you guys, wanted to come out here and get some sunlight and stuff like that. Just vibe. So I just get away from my office for a moment. Been there for a while. And so just basically going into the next question that Yamel asked me, and that was, well, how you basically close when it comes to like getting people to play roles in agencies and stuff like that. And basically what you want to do is you literally just want to show them the website, like show them, so like when you're talking to them about it, that's why I said stop gatekeeping for those who are inside of who are already inside of the platform. Because if you know that this platform can change lives and you're using it to change your motherfucking life, like, well, why not say nothing to nobody about it? So when you're talking and bringing people into the agency, you just basically want to show them what's going on and stuff like that. So you want to basically show them, one second, this is Sparta Buddies. I'm gonna put Sparta Buddies here. Hold on. You want to get Sparta Buddies. You just basically want to show them like something like Sparta Buddies. You want to show them Sparta Buddies, show them what Sparta Buddies can do, like for them just on a regular basis as they're building themselves and stuff. Because at the end of the day, for that whole process, for what they're doing with you, they can start their own agencies as well and do the same thing. So they can work for you, get money with you, and then also have their own thing running as well. You know what I'm saying? So they could be a lead generator for you and then still have their own agency. So you want to show them things like that. Just show them what you got going on, what you working with, platforms and stuff like that. Like, this is Neo City. You show them what Neo City is like, you know? So, hold on. Show them what Neo City is like. Hold on. Neo City. What is what markets? I have no clue what, I think it's Neo City Markets. So you want to basically do that. I think this is website. Damn big ass B. But the point is, what I'm saying is you just basically want to show them that. Show them like the value of like how easy it is. Like, all right, so for every deal that I close, I will give you 300 to 500 to $2,000 and stuff like that. And that will make them go hard because, you know, we are in a position where 94% of people need our business. So, and 94% of people globally too, 94% globally needs to convert over to the new era, right? And it's higher than that when it comes to interest media, right? It's higher than that when it goes to house. These bugs is crazy. It's higher than that when it goes to interest media. So when you got all of these opportunities out here, and there's people out here need money. There's people that need money. So if you're closing and stuff like that, working on closing deals and stuff like that, and getting to that point, why won't you introduce people to the opportunity? If this stuff is changing your, and this to you, Yamel, if this stuff is changing the way how you run your business model and all that stuff like that, right, you should let people know. Like, all right, listen, right now, you don't have to start your own agency. You tell them that. Like, you don't have to tell you start your own agency. What you can do is you can help me run mine. And it's pretty simple when it comes to mine. I need you to run generators. If they want to do mock-up builders, which is the most money they can make, you could teach them like, hey, learn how to use these AI mock-ups website things. And then you can tell them like, listen, you get $2,000 for every deal that we close when it comes to you working on a mock-up. And then if you get put on the mock-up for basically the time to work on the whole client project, you get paid monthly for that. So it's $2,000 a month. Boom. Then if they grab that $2,000, get themselves their own agency, then they can do the exact same thing that you're doing. You get what I'm saying? They do the exact same thing if you're doing. If they're from your area, then that's what when it comes to subscriptions. Then they subscribe to your territory. Then they be able to generate leads and do all that stuff. And that's where the money comes from. And that's where the money's at.
You get what I'm saying? Building the agencies in your area. They're seeing you make all this money. Then they're gonna want to do that because it's the exact same thing. There's not like being an agency owner is nothing special when it comes to what you're doing. Because the person that's doing all the closing and talking is me. All you're doing is just giving them opportunities. Hey, I need you just to copy and paste. That's what I need you to do. I will pay you $300 to $500 to copy and paste. I will pay you $2,000 to do this mock-up, to learn, basically. And as you learn, you get better and better and better, and then you can turn that $2,000 into basically $100,000 a month. Because you got to think about it. The more deals that we close with your agency, the more money that you make. So if the first deal is $15,000, the first deal is $5,000, of $10,000, $15,000, $5,000. Let's say $5,000, $5,000, $15,000, $10,000, or $20,000. Then the next deal is $20,000. So if you're using $20,000, that's $40,000 a month you're making. So if they're seeing that, they're gonna like, wait, I want to do that. And all I gotta do is run my agency the exact same way, which makes it even more deals getting closing. And then what happens after they become an agency owner? You get 5% of every deal that they close monthly. So you see how that continuously goes on and on and on. And all you gotta do is just say, yo, all I need you to do is copy and paste. Copy and paste, copy and paste, click buttons, copy and paste, click buttons. You think they can't build, see the difference thing, Yamel, because where I found you at, which is IML, I'm gonna mention this. The difference between what they say is duplicatable business, that's BS what they're talking about. Here is actually duplicatable, because the exact same thing that you're doing is nothing, whereas like the special part is at the end, the closer. Now when you become the closer, then yes, okay, what I'm doing, that's what you say to them, what I'm doing is gonna take you a while to get there. So when I become a closer, then I don't have to pay half of my money, 30%. I don't have to gain 30%. I can close deals on my own and make 100% of the deal. And all I got to do is either pay the subscription services that's on NeoCity, that's on Sparta Buddies, that's on Sparta Portal and all that stuff. All I got to do is just pay for that. But if you got the $2,000 lifetime membership, then you ain't got to pay anything. So that you just make 100% of the profits by yourself. That means all you got to do is just pay for overhead. So it's like when you close, you just got to pay for agency fees, right? And that's if you close on your own. So if you close on your own, you just pay agency fees, which is basically the agency fees of the people that are playing the roles. Whoever played the role at the time, that's who you're paying. Which you still make more profit out of anything. So that's the thing. The deal closer is the one that does the most, which I said at the beginning of the video, is the person that gets the people value is what they get paid, how much value they bring to the company or the agency, and which is the company, right? And at the end, the closer, the doctor, is the one that's doing all the one that's doing all the prescriptions to the companies and talking with them and stuff like that, which is why they get paid the most. That's it. So everybody's goal should be the doctor. That's what people go to college for, right? But you guys don't have to go to college for this one. So that's why hopefully that helps you out when it comes to, it's just basically people need jobs. What we're doing is not difficult. They're not learning anything. There's no course. I was trying my best to put like trainings for like how to use the websites and stuff like that, but there's nothing for you guys to learn. I can't put the information that I got. Another reason why it's impossible for me to make a course is because every business, everything is different. Everything is always different. Not every business needs every service that we offer. Not every business needs the same type of development. It's always different. So it's impossible for me to teach you. I can just tell you like, all right, this is what I'm looking at when I see that, which is why it's good to shadow me. Tell you what I'm looking at. It's like a doctor coming out. It's literally like a doctor coming out and trying to sell courses on being a doctor. It's impossible. You get what I'm saying? So you guys are in a very unique position. We are a very unique company, a very unique corporation. And this is something that I can see being the future. And I'm talking about of like type business structures and stuff like that. But it's different is the person that's running everything really have to know what they're doing.
Like it's going to be really difficult for people to copy us. It's different. Like when I said like with Hidden Studios, people could copy like systems and shit into games and stuff like that. But this right here, you got to copy a brain. All right. So I wanted to basically read that. I'll catch you guys later. Thank God he let me finish my thing. And I'm out of here, you guys.